Welcome back, Phosphor Dot fans. Logbook.com. Back here once again. It's time to play a couple of Atari 2600 games. And not just any Atari 2600 games, but two of the hardest to find ones if you're actually a collector trying to gather the physical cartridges, especially if they're in the boxes, at which point you're probably looking at skipping a couple of mortgage payments, which I don't recommend for the sake of any Atari 2600 game. The two games in question are by Parker Brothers, and they are Bert's Qubes and Mr. Do's Castle. They were both released in 1984, mainly to Sears stores, and they kind of marked the end of Parker Brothers doing software for the 2600, because I think most everyone had stopped making software for the 2600 at about that time. And there's actually a story as to why these two games arrive in the same show, because, you know, as always, there's always a story. And the story is this: I had both of these cartridges back when they were brand new and cost, probably about 25, 30, 40 bucks tops, fresh from the store. You try to get them in the box now, intact, you're going to pay a bit more than that, let's say. And it just so happens that I loaned a pretty good chunk of my 2600 collection, thank you, Obi, to my nephew, because he was, I was moving on to my Apple II at the time, and, you know, I was going to be a big boy, and so I loaned most of my kiddie games out to my nephew, younger than I was, and I never saw them again. No, I'm not upset about that, because, you know, it wasn't until many years later, with the rise of the collector's market and, you know, resources like the Digital Press Price Guide or what have you, that you realize that some of this stuff you gave away as a kid was just, you know, you're never going to get it back, especially not at the price that you got it in the first place. So that being said, got the trusty 2600 joystick ready. Let's change the channel and get ready here. And we're going to play Mr. Do's Castle first. So it's, as arcade ports go, I find this one is much derided. I had a lot of fun with it, though, and I still do. It's still a favorite of mine on this platform. So let me reset, and let's go. Here we go. Alright, so you, of course, are Mr. Do, a clown with a hammer. It's really hard to get yourself situated perfectly, and my button on my joystick is a little bit... yeah, get out of here. A little bit sticky. For some reason, it's not always accepting input. Oh, come on. Boy. There you go. That's how you get rid of a unicorn. And you can actually, if this other guy will, he wants to come up and see me. Well, fine. The unicorns get stuck in the holes that you make by knocking out the, these are actually supposed to be cherries, believe it or not. And, oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's get out of here. The other things are, you're trying to do are keys. Now the X's over here, those are kind of special tiles, because, see if I can get someone to come up here with me. If you knock out both of the X's, boom, it makes a bridge. Now, what you're trying to do is get all of the keys. I think I just got all of the keys, hey. And if you get all the keys and go up here to the top of the screen, then the monsters momentarily become harmless, and you can start working your way toward an extra do. Which I only got one letter. You're trying to spell out, you're trying to get 5 letters, you're trying to spell out extra. Now, in the arcade game, this was a somewhat tougher proposition because you were... Ooh, one of the unicorns... Oh, 2 of the unicorns are green. So they are extra mean. They change colors as they get more aggressive. They get faster and more dangerous. Oh, I'm in deep trouble. I'm in deep trouble. I'm in very deep trouble. Oh, of course, that one's just gonna patrol there. I don't think that's a good place to stay. Oh, I'm going to die. They got me. Really, given the sparse audio capabilities of the 2600, as audio ports go, this one's kind of, you know, it kind of gets the main points of the music across. Oh, and I'm dead. Did I lose the ability to change them into bonus letters? I probably did. You advance to another level by killing all the unicorns or eliminating all the cherries. Or not doing that. I didn't say I was very good at it. Okay, 65-60. Let's try that again. No, what I was saying is, given the 2600's somewhat sparse audio capabilities, I mean, it's a respectable effort as arcade ports go. I mean, they got the music in. They didn't have to, but they did. It's sort of like me falling through that hole. I didn't have to, but I did. And I keep doing it for reasons unknown. But it's a handy escape hatch. Oh, good. Good, good. Oops. Now, if you knock out a cherry or a key, as you can see, they will eventually just replace those tiles with something they can walk over. And alright, got the keys. Let's go do this thing. Got you. Oh, let's get back away from them, because they will probably start changing colors soon and becoming more aggressive and dangerous. Man, they really... Oh, I've done a bad thing here. But that guy over there, he's gonna help me, because he's my buddy. Okay, I'm going to clear the level by eliminating the keys, or not the keys, the cherries. Whew. It's, that was kind of a last-minute thing. Ooh, I've got a couple of... Oh, I've got some red unicorns now. that does not bode well for my continued survival. Nor does running into the rear end of one of said unicorns. Okay, that was a pointless waste of time. Oh, he's going up. Other dude's coming down. Alright. Okay. Cleared that level. Never even got around to claiming all of the keys or trying to get the extra man, because spelling out extra by getting rid of 5 unicorns in bonus mode, I guess, for lack of a better thing to call it, is how you get an extra life in this game. Because this was the arcade games by Universal, they loved. That was really their signature thing. Okay. What I'm going to do is I am going to plummet almost to my death. Oh, I've really screwed up here. I've left myself no way out until this little guy comes and rebuilds the... And now I'm going to have to get away from him. And climb back up there if I'm going to get the key. This is... Oh man, I've really left myself in a spot. Okay. A note about Mr. Doo's Castle strategy. This is not how you do it. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna leave myself one less unicorn to deal with. Keys are in the can. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Come on. Alright, I eliminated all the unicorns, so I am one letter away from... Alright. Gonna go on a killing spree. Let's leave that cherry there for now. Let's make that the game ender. I like how you can kind of float over midair. Let me pause and consider my extremely flawed strategy yet again. Oh. As I was saying. Come on, come on. My joystick's letting me down here. Oh. Well, here you go. Mr. Doo's Castle on the Atari 2600. Alright, let me go over here and change my cartridge out, so to speak. Okay, dropped a little bit of an edit in there to switch controllers, since my normally trusty 2600 controller was giving me a little bit of trouble during Mr. Doo's Castle. I've actually switched off to my preferred controller, really my favorite 2600 controller, which is the Suncom Slick Stick. I had one of these when I was a kid, and that's always been my go-to controller for the 2600. So, we're going to play Bert's Qubes here. The thing to remember about playing either of the Qbert games on the 2600 is that since the games move in diagonals, you need to angle your joystick so that the action button is at the top, because you are mimicking the original arcade games' four-way joysticks, which were done at an angle, because the entire movement of the game is done entirely in diagonals. So, Bert's Qubes. What you're trying to do is there's a block out to Bert's side there, whose colors are set. You are trying to get a row of 4 cubes, either diagonal or straight up and down, to match those colors. And you're trying to do it without colliding with anybody and therefore dying. So that it's almost kind of like solving a Rubik's Cube in a way. Enemies who jump onto a cube whose top face is the same color as they are will sort of dissolve into that cube, as you just saw that guy do. The turtle is harmless. He will either go away, or he will just, he'll drop off the cube, or you can catch him without harming yourself. Now this guy is a bit trickier. If you jump off of a cube and start the color change process just as he is jumping onto that cube, you can eliminate him. Or you can jump right onto him, collide with him, and die. That's an option too. It's just not a good one because it means you've lost a life. Alright, so now I'm trying to... There we go. We have a match. We have 4 across. Advance to the next level. Now it's only in the first couple of stages, in the early stages of the game, that it gives you the cubes of the vertices pre-matched. I have a feeling I'm going to play this one a couple of times too, just kind of like I did with Mr. Do. Yeah, the jumping off the cube in mid-change doesn't work with these guys. You have to either get out of their way and let them dissolve into a cube that is the same color as they are. I hate that mouse. There we go. Alright, we have our match. On to the next level. I think this is where it stops pre-matching the cubes at the vertices of the playing field. Yeah, so it's going to get a lot more difficult from here on out. Okay, so that one happened. That was close. Hi, Portia. Everybody, meet Portia. She is going to help me play Bert's Qubes, because she is a kind soul and she does that sort of thing. Bye, Portia. Okay. Alright, so I've got... She's actually sitting on the Odyssey 2 over there. Okay, Portia. Alright, so now I need to worry about changing this one. cats really are not conducive to playing video games. You know that? Hey! If I disappear suddenly, if there's another edit here, you'll know what happened. Alright, so we're on, what, level 4 now? Whoa, dude! Whoa! Okay, this is, okay, that was a lucky break there. Turtles! Now, if you set the left difficulty switch to B on this game, if you're playing it on actual hardware, the corner cubes, or the cubes, even once you've changed the cubes to where they match, they will not stay matched, which increases the difficulty level to an insane degree. I'm just trying to survive here, and if I accidentally change the cube to the right color, then yay me. Oh, they got me. The thing about Cubert's Cubes on the arcade game, I'm really good at this. On this version, not so much. So there you go, our brief little burst of Atari for the day. I have played Atari today, and it usually goes maybe a little bit better than that, without all the interference from cats and kids, and cats. Mainly cats. I'm looking at you. So there you go, the games that I had, and I lost. So, hey, you know who you are. If you're watching this, these games ever turn up, I say we sell them and split the profits, because I don't actually collect physical cartridges anymore, except for a very few systems. That's it for the latest Phosphor Dot Fossils. To see you again soon.